So I want to talk about, instead of studying the market, you need to study yourself. But I hear a lot of people talking about trading psychology and the type of mindset you need to have, but they miss one crucial element, and that's lack of knowledge. Because you can focus on trading psychology as much as you want, but you actually still lack the self-awareness and the knowledge to really develop the right mindset in trading. So people think trading psychology is just about being disciplined, being patient, not wanting anything from the market, but that's just the surface. When you go into the depths of trading psychology and the mindset you actually need to have to succeed in this business and in life as well, you actually need to study yourself. And you need to read different books about traumas, about your childhood, about all of that type of stuff, which can come up in your trading. All events, everything that's happened in your life is something you need to process, and you need to ask yourself, because all of that stuff that's happened to you in your life are things that have programmed you to think and operate the way you do. Because when you were born and when you were a child, you didn't actually have all the beliefs and operating systems that you have today. They're often learned through experiences, and I don't want to put the blame on anyone else and say, like everyone else, it's because of the system, it's because of what people told you, because that's giving your power away to something external, and you are 100% responsible for your own life. So we're not going to blame the system, other people's belief that they have instilled in you. We're going to focus on you. So you have to ask yourself, what thoughts, what operating systems am I operating out of, and why? Are there certain events that has happened in my life that makes me think and operate this way? Why do I have this mindset in that area, etc., etc.? And when you truly understand that, and you can start to question those habits, those thoughts that you may have, then we can start the real work. Because, for example, let's say you're in an argument, and you may think that the other person or whatever is in the wrong. And then you don't even ask them why they're thinking the way they are, what the real issue is. And you always focus on that they are wrong and you're right, but you don't self-reflect. You don't ask them, how do you perceive what I'm doing or what I'm saying? Because oftentimes it simply could be a misunderstanding and you haven't talked it through. But most people in arguments, they never think about how they're presenting themselves and what they could do differently. They always focus on the other person or the issue. Let's say you have issues in your life. You never ask yourself, am I causing any issues? What could I do differently? And you never self-reflect, and that's the real issue here. Because let's say you are in an argument, and most people, they just try to argue why they are in the right and the other person is wrong. But if they actually ask the other person, why do you feel this way? Is there something I did or said that made you feel this way? And you actually just have an argument, like a talk that's more constructive, then that could solve 99% of most arguments. But people instead think that everyone thinks the same way, but that couldn't be further from the truth, because people are different, and what is the right thing for you, or the way you look at different areas of life, may be completely different from someone else. And to think that everyone has the same mindset or thinks the way you do is really delusional. So if you're just viewing the world and the market in itself from your perspective, then there's no wonder why you get stopped out from the market every single time, because you think that everyone else looks at the market the same way you do and has the same logic and operating system that you do, but they don't. And it's the same if you're arguing with someone. You may think that they have the same mindset and beliefs as you, and obviously out of your logic, then they are wrong. But out of their logic, you are wrong. And it's the same in the market, because out of your logic, when you get your setup, then obviously the market was wrong. But someone somewhere else are looking at the same market as you at the same time, and they're taking a completely different or opposite setup, because that's how they view the market, and their setup may work for that time. So they were in their head right, and you were maybe in their head wrong. And the next time your setup works, their setup may not even be there. They may not even trade that day. Like, you're so different that it doesn't matter. You can't just force through your way, your beliefs all the time. You have to understand that people are different, people are thinking differently, operating from different perspectives, and when you truly understand that, then that's how you can succeed in life and in the market as well. But the most important thing isn't to focus on other people or their beliefs or what they're doing. You need to focus on yourself and work on yourself, and come into the market with the mindset of, I'm going to work on myself, I'm going to lower my ego, and almost you almost have to ask the market. You have to have this mindset of, you're asking the market, what do you want to do today, instead of, I want to do this, please give me a setup. And then you get frustrated when the market doesn't seem to move the way you want, and you look at the market and view it out of your will. That doesn't work, and that will never lead to growth, because then you can't even observe the market from a neutral point and look at other opportunities, eventually develop other strategies, and adapt to changing market conditions. So you have to have this mindset of, you're going into the market, you lower your ego, and you ask the market, what do you want to do today? And then the market will answer you and give you the answers you need if you listen and are patient. The market will tell you everything you need to know. The market will tell you the truth. The real question is, are you ready for the truth? Can you face the truth, or is it too painful? So, if you're interested in joining my Discord, my daily market analysis, and what I'm seeing and looking for in the market that day, then press the link in my bio down below, and you'll also get my trading strategy, which I developed and which works in 2025 and will most likely work the next 4 years. If you're interested in one-on-one coaching with me, just press the Instagram link in my bio and send me a DM, and we'll take it from there. Good luck.